If you're driving, please remember to use your car's Bluetooth speaker while listening to the AM Drive. Sports talk is not worth your safety or the safety of others.
Grab your popcorn and sit back.
Jump the gun. Oh, no, give me more than that. Okay, go this way. That was dumb. We are.
How could I tell you when nobody wants to? Your faded words I will choke.
Happy Action Monday to everyone in the sports universe. It is October the 24th, 2022. This is the AM Drive on our Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook pages. For Aaron Crouch, normal co-host, and Sammy Action, who was actually on a vacation this weekend, I am Michael Carbell saying good morning to everyone. Remember to go to mikeandaarondrive.com to see our sponsors, shop, socials, and YouTube all in one place. It's our link tree. We got a sweet little domain for you guys. Also, when you click the Our Shop logo on mikeandaarondrive.com, you can see our merchandise at a conveniently priced. It is conveniently priced. That makes more sense. Use the code FINSUP, that's FINSUP, for free shipping all this week. It expires Saturday, the 29th of October, 2022, if you are listening or watching this week. Again, MikeandAaronDrive.com, our shop logo, and code FINSUP for free shipping. And because the Miami Dolphins won, of course, that's why we got the promo code. The Dolphins beat the Steelers 16-10 as Tua Tagovailoa came back. He passed for 261 yards and ran for 15 and also threw a touchdown pass. The Dolphins pretty much controlled this game. It was close all game, but you never really felt like one team was going to break it open. And so good for the Steelers' defense of back-to-back weeks playing well after that Bills beatdown. But in this game, once again, the offense was just not enough. Kenny Pickett threw 3 interceptions, including the last drive where he rolls to his left, could have ran, and decides to throw it to the end zone, and it doesn't even come close, and the guy picks it off, and the officials concur and realize, yeah, he got both feet in, game over. You know, for a guy who NFL scouts said had elite arm strength, I have never seen it. And I would like to know, once again, why every single NFL scout before every single NFL draft has the same opinion on every single player. It makes no sense to me. That's why there are so many guys whose careers are just ruined, like this guy, Mitchell Trubisky, because, oh, he's terrible. Should have never been the number 2 pick. Well, that might be true. It's not his fault he was drafted that high. Like, just because expectations are high does not mean the team is also not very stupid. Also, Trubisky is the one who got, it was all about Matt Nagy. Then, Matt Nagy got fired. And then it was all about he was the most sought-after backup in the league this offseason, which I've never even heard before. And then Kenny Pickett, boy, we got to see what we can do with him. Because I told you guys what Steelers fans were going to do, and they're doing it this morning. It was not, because at first it was, Kenny would be better than this guy. Look at his potential. But see, if he sucked like he has sucked the last 2 or 3 weeks that he started, then you can just say, we can just see what we have. No, you morons. I've told you a million times. He's the same player as Mitchell Trubisky. He's a guy who can be mobile. He's a guy who will try to bring you back, and he'll make some brutal mistakes, and he does not have elite arm strength. I'm so tired of people slurping up what they hear on TV. I don't get it. Kenny Pickett is not a good quarterback. And now this fan base thought Big Ben was, and all he did was ride great defenses. they thought that Dwayne Haskins was, and I don't. This because he died does not mean he still didn't stink as a quarterback. You have Mitchell Trubisky, who they ran out of town within like 4 weeks, and now Kenny Pickett. Oh, but it's okay that he's no, it's not. No, it's not. The entire reason Mike Tomlin put this man in a random second half is because the fans told him that Trubisky stinks and that you have no chance of winning. So now you set yourselves up to win it both ways. If the guy absolutely stinks, which he has, and but the team rallies around him, you see what you have for next year. Okay, good luck finishing last in your division, you punk. I mean, Jacoby Brissett's better than both these guys. Like, I would like to know why it's Mitchell Trubisky's fault that Kenny Pickett stinks. I'd like to know why it's Mitchell Trubisky's fault that Najee Harris cannot run a football at all. Like, he is terrible. He's awful. Is it Trubisky's fault that Deontay Johnson doesn't show up for any part of the game? Chris Collinsworth really said on the last drive as Deontay Johnson made a nice move to the sideline. That's the first time we've seen Deontay Johnson show up tonight. Hold on now. Hold on now. Steelers fans were praising this man, give him the max contract, and all of a sudden he stinks. But yeah, all Trubisky, right? The offensive line is all Trubisky. The defense giving up a bunch of points to stupid teams. Yeah, all Trubisky's fault. Careful what you wish for. Because when Kenny Pickett's out of the league in 3 years, I'm going to laugh my head off at your faces. I'm going to laugh so hard. That's why I wore the Trubisky jersey this morning, because I'm tired of it. I'm so tired of every single week on this show. I have to tell people, well, I was right again. And I was right. 257 yards, a touchdown, and 3 brutal interceptions. But yeah, blame the offensive liner or blame the receivers. Do what you do, because I tried to do that for Trubisky and he was horrible. Okay? But now we got to see what we have. No, you told me he was better, and he's not. Period. End of story. 10 points. I'll say it again. 10. Y'all told me this guy was better, and he scored 10 points last night. Here's a nice golf clap for everybody that loves Kenny Pickett and Crucified Trubisky. I love you guys. You have no idea what you're talking about, but I love you. And as for Tua Tagovailoa coming back, that was awesome. Although I do think it was kind of weird that he looked kind of space brained in the post game interview. I'm like, what is this guy looking at? He was like looking off into nowhere. I'm like, is this guy still concussed? But 261 yards and a touchdown passes is nice for that team. Considering Teddy Bridgewater and Skylar Thompson are all the alternative options. The World Series is set. The 2022 Houston Astros and the Philadelphia Phillies will begin their quest for the ultimate baseball prize this Friday, the 28th. So, for the Philadelphia Phillies, Bryce Harper has paid off that 2019 controversial big-time contract. Like, they've had a season or two of really suffering. And even this year, the Phillies were not by far not a dominant team. Like in the NL East, it was all about the Braves, the defending champion Braves, and the New York Mets, who fell flat on their ever-loving faces in the wild card. But I always say, baseball is one of the weirdest sports because it's like, how is it like college basketball when there's 7 games in the final 2 series? It's bonkers to me. I don't know how a team cannot be great all year, suddenly catch fire, and still last 7-game series. It's insane. It's like the Cubs when they won it. Like, I'll be honest, Cubs were not the best team. I don't remember who was, but it was not the Cubs. I keep telling people that. Like, Cubs just got hot. Period. When the Braves won it last year, Braves got lucky because they traded some guys at the deadline, and all of a sudden they caught fire. Fantastic. And Phillies have no business being here, but they caught fire. As for the Houston Astros, they might have the edge here because unlike the 2017 crew, which was banging, which was I'm sorry, which was having their lights out bats, like swinging to the fences. This group has a much better rotation. So the Houston Astros are once again here, like I said, 5 years after their scandal. I tried selling T-shirts on our shop that said 2017 champions, and champions had an asterisk by it, okay? Because you can't put the Houston logo on there. You can't say Astros on the shirt. So I just put 2017 champions. But I might have to do an updated version of that shirt. Now, I'll say the Astros have the edge, but something about a hot baseball team in Philadelphia is really scary. But ultimately, I still believe the Astros win this thing. I really do. Tomorrow, by the way, I'm going to discuss if that 2017 trash can banging bastards scandal team is it in the rear view, or are the same guys on the roster should we pump the brakes a little bit? Again, I'll talk about that tomorrow. When I come back, Patrick Mahomes is unbelievably unstoppable. The Commanders and the Packers and the Buccaneers both lost and both did not look good at quarterback. And NFC East won again. That's on the next segment of the AM Drive. I'll be right back. The AM Drive with Mike and Aaron might be the best morning show ever. If you love the show, shop the merchandise for $26 hoodies, $16 shirts, even $13 mugs. High quality swag for cheap because Mike and Aaron love the fans. The best morning show, the lowest price merch at amdrive.online.
This is Popple, the next generation business card. With just a tap, your Popple instantly shares your digital business card to both iPhone and Android devices. The best part? The other person doesn't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. To pop your info, tap your Popple to the top of an iPhone, the center of an Android, or just scan your in-app QR code. And just like that, all your info is saved to their phone. More connections, more leads, more sales. That's Popple. Download our free app and get your Popple today.
Aren't you the Vice Golf guy?
Yeah, you want an autograph?
Yeah. Actually, I was just wondering if the balls are any good.
The balls are amazing. You look like a Pro Plus guy.
I thought you'd never ask. It's actually better than my old ball.
And it's half the price.
Top performing golf ball, half the price. It's almost stealing.
Quit searching the globe and get your high-performing golf balls at vicegolf.com.
Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
If you want the best in sports merchandise and memorabilia from your favorite players, teams from every league, you've got to go to MikeandAaronDrive.com and do what? Click the F. If you said it with me, you're a fan of the show. When you click the Fanatics logo on MikeandAaronDrive.com, the entire experience is at your disposal. Go on there and shop until you feel like you're supporting your team 110%. Because remember, you are the reason why they play. Not because they're talented, because you watch them. So go there, see great deals like today's deal, 25% off NFL and NCAA gear, and free shipping on orders of over $34. Use the code 34BOLT. Again, 34BOLT. But remember to go to MikeandAaronDrive.com, click the Fanatics logo, and you'll support your favorite players in our show. And for that, we thank you. I'm actually checking out as we speak, these, prices. Wow, you can actually get a Jonathan Taylor jersey for $100. That's impressive. Oh, wait, there's a Peyton, for Colts fans, obviously. There's a Peyton Manning Colts Mitchell Ness jersey. It's 122 instead of 160. That's pretty cool. A Matt Ryan jersey, the Vapor Elite from Nike, is 124. Holy cow! It was 325. Oh, that's Carson Wentz. I was like, well, what the heck are we doing here? I'm tripping. But no, they got some good stuff, man. Like, they got some cool stuff on there at Fanatics. It's every shop. Like, it's the NFL, it's the NHL, MLB, college football. Like, it's all right there. The NBA is all there. So go to MikeandAaron.com, click the Fanatics logo. The Kansas City Chiefs, they trailed the 49ers 13-7 in the second quarter. Then Mecole Hardman rushes for his second touchdown of the day, this one on the ground, for 25 yards. So now the Chiefs lead 14-13. As the second half is concluding, as the first half is concluding, Jimmy Garoppolo tries to pass the ball from basically like the 2-yard line, and pressure comes from the left side on a zero blitz, and Jimmy Garoppolo backpedals, throws up a duck, and it gets picked off by the Chiefs, who then take a 14-13 halftime lead. Well, I mean, surely the 49ers can recover from that. Well, they didn't. Because in the second half, their defense lost all control of the game. As Patrick Mahomes put it late after the game, he said, and I'll try to do my best Kermit the Frog and Patrick Mahomes impression here. Yeah, we did a good job. We knew they liked to press up, so we knew we had some guys over the top, and no matter what personnel we had, so you get it. So basically, they realized what was going on with the 49ers defense. They started throwing it over the top with Juju and Marquez Valdes-Scantling and Mecole Hardman, everybody in the crew. And so Patrick Mahomes ends the day with 423 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception on the first drive of the game. Holy cow. 44-23. Myself and Aaron and a lot of the people in America really believed the 49ers would win this game. I'll go to the ESPN Fantasy app right now and tell you, of the people, like, I went, I had like an okay week. It wasn't great on the pigskin pick'em, but I picked the 49ers. Oh, apparently 84% of you guys picked the Chiefs. I don't believe that, but that's what it says. So maybe me and Aaron were both wrong. I really felt the 49ers were going to win this game. I really did. And no one told me that Christian McCaffrey was going to magically become healthy, because apparently Kyle Shanahan must be Jesus Christ. I mean, I'm serious right now. This blew my mind. All I was hearing is Christian McCaffrey is banged up again. He's kind of hurt. He's tweaked this. He's bumped his toe on that. And suddenly, after being traded like on Tuesday or Wednesday, the report from the sideline was, and this is like my best version of this quote, and I'm pretty sure it's like 90% accurate. They said Christian McCaffrey told John Lynch that he wanted to play, just period. Like, as soon as he got on the phone. And John Lynch was like the GM was like, bro, like, wait till Kyle Shanahan comes on the call. Christian McCaffrey, that hurt player from the Panthers, try 38 yards on 8 carries, not bad, and 2 catches for 24 yards. What happened here? It blows my mind that so many modern day athletes just don't care. Like, if their team is losing, oh, my back. I think that's teams flat out just BS lying. But then, like, the more I think about it, I made a TikTok video that was saying the Panthers didn't even get a first round pick. So everyone assumed that this guy is obviously not too healthy, and he pops up and plays week 7 in his first week, first 3 days as a 49er. There's no way. There is no way this dude was hurting that bad. Oh, all of a sudden I want to play. Whoa, buddy. Talk about a liar. It's just sore losers in my opinion. I don't care how good you have been for your team statistical-wise. I don't care. Because it's one thing to do that, and like Bradley Beal for the Wizards and Damian Lillard for the Trailblazers in basketball terms. They put up 40 points, 30 points on a lot of nights in the NBA season, okay? But I don't see those guys, oh, got a hamstring, or oh, my ankle twisted, or what does Michael Thomas have, like a toe? What is biting me? Oh, it's not. That was weird. Anyways, it was like Michael Thomas of the Saints has sprained his toe or bumped it on a chair, and he's been out for 4 weeks. That seems very convenient when you have quarterback problems, my friend. That seems very convenient. It blows my mind. I don't get, is money really the only thing that they care about at this point? And I want to sound like an old head. I'm only 26. And I'm curious as to why Christian McCaffrey, who's been a monster, suddenly gets these injuries. And now, if this dude stays healthy all year, I want to know why he's been banged up the last 2 years. If he pops up as the fountain of youth all of a sudden, I'm gonna laugh, and I'm gonna be confused, because if I'm a Panthers fan, I'd be pissed at him. Were you really hurt? Again, this is all hypothetical if this happens, but this popping up 3 days after you got traded was pretty peculiar in my opinion. But Patrick Mahomes, I told you guys the Chiefs are better than the Bills. And I promise you, next time the Chiefs play the Bills, it will be different. Because Patrick Mahomes, if he doesn't throw 2 goofball interceptions at crucial times in that Bills game, they might win the game by 14 points. When the Bills have to come back, when a guy throws 2 interceptions, that's an issue. That's the best roster. I thought 49ers had an incredible roster. Apparently not. 44-23. That's insane. The Commanders beat the Packers 23-21. Taylor Heineke, my man Taylor Heineke. I love that dude. 201 yards passing, 2 touchdowns in an early pick 6 that he obviously rebounded from. Aaron Rodgers, 194 yards and 2 touchdowns, and 100 of that came in the fourth quarter. So the Packers, of course, fall to 3-4, and they've now lost 3 straight. So rewind to last season, put your VHS in for last year and rewind it. And last year, when the Saints shut out the Packers, the world was falling down, but Packers rebounded and they rattled off 13 wins. This year, week 1, Vikings pop them, just beat the snot out of them. But then Packers have a good game against the Bears. Then they're leading the Giants and blow. It's in London, so I take that with a grain of salt. There's talk about the locker room woes afterwards, which I think was a big nothing burger. Jets beat them. And then this week, got to get right against Taylor Heineke. And I warned you people. I told you guys this on Friday. I said Taylor Heineke is not a slouch, and the Commanders might look better. So when Aaron Rodgers says, quote, he's NOTWORRIED, that's my play on it. He's not worried about 3-4. That's me playing on him when he said relax, RELAX. But seriously, why would Aaron Rodgers not be worried? I'm going to tell you why. 2 things. Number 1, the Packers have a bunch of young wide receivers that are just simple. I'm like, dude, they're dropping everything. Romeo Doubs, when he's healthy. Christian Watson, when he's healthy. Robert Tonyan is your number 1 tight end. Wow, congratulations, roster builders and GMs over there. Randall Cobb is 38 years, or like 58 years old, it feels like sometimes. Amari Rodgers wishes his last name was Rodgers and not ROG because he's not good. Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon were MIA yesterday. I don't know where they were, but they did not show up for that game. So he's got a bunch of wide receivers, and that obviously brings chemistry issues. Number 2, they played 3 low-key decent teams, okay? Correct me if I'm wrong, the Jets are at least 4-2, and they might be 5-2. Let me check this real quick. The New York Jets are 5-2, and this team started Joe Flacco for like 3 games. The New York Giants are 6-1, and Daniel Jones has 4 game-winning drives this season. I just wanted to bring that up. I'm sorry. And then the Commanders got back Taylor Heineke, and I'm telling people this right now on the road. Although there felt like there was a lot of Packers fans there when I watched the ending of that game, Taylor Heineke is better than Carson Wentz. And as a Colts fan, it's hard to say, but it's true. That dude's a gamer. Like he's a monster, and he'll learn from his mistakes. Unlike Carson Wentz, who keeps making them. So they played 3 pretty good teams, and most of those games, their running game has not been fantastic. So look at the Packers' upcoming schedule, and let's see if they should be not worried. Ha, ha, ha. So next Sunday night, they play the Bills, and I low-key might go Packers money line. I'm serious. They might be like 10-point or 7-point underdogs, and people are going to bet the heck out of the Bills. I'm going to laugh. The Lions suddenly forgot how to play offense. Cowboys, okay, decent defense. Maybe Dak will be good by that game, but it's in Lambeau. Titans against Ryan Tannehill. At Eagles, they're undefeated, but we'll see how that keeps on going. At the Bears, they already killed them once. Rams, Dolphins, depending on if the Dolphins are for real. I love Tua, but we'll have to see. The rematch against the Vikings in week 17 might be huge for the Packers. Because if you have a manageable record through that schedule, then you pretty much, you might as well sweep the Lions under the rug in week 18 because you're going to kill them. So I don't see a lot of guaranteed wins, but I see why Aaron Rodgers still wants to see what his team's made of. Because once they get their chemistry going, once the young guys feel good about where Rodgers places the ball compared to their college quarterbacks, and once AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones get going, and heck, even the defense, if they play better, then Packers could be very well in the mix at the end of this season. Let's switch gears to the Buccaneers and Tom Brady's temper tantrums. The Panthers, of course, after trading Robbie Anderson, not that matters. After trading Christian McCaffrey, not that matters because he didn't want to play for them, apparently. And after firing Matt Rule, who may have gotten a bad hand here, well, I thought Buccaneers would cover, but I still was skeptical about that pick because the Panthers are at home in a divisional game, could easily catch the Buccaneers, a struggling Buccaneers team, off guard here. And the Panthers won 21-3. Tom Brady, 290 yards. Wow, that's good. No, 32 completions is horrible for 209. That's horrible. You should have 350 at the bare minimum, Tom Brady, if you complete 32 passes. He scored as many touchdowns as I did, and he's the GOAT. Just saying. PJ Walker, on the other hand, 177 yards on a lot less completions and 0 turnovers, and that was huge. Deonta Foreman, who was from Texas, I believe, and took the place of Christian McCaffrey this week, how about 118 yards on just 15 carries and adding 24 yards through the air? Yep, that'll win you some games. Even even if the Buccaneers offense was like good, I guess, this year, I think Panthers might still win that game. But it's really, if you're a Buccaneers fan, or even if you're a Tom Brady fan right now, the dude's done. Like he's absolutely cooked. He is not. I'll admit a slight little confession here that in Tampa Bay, his arm has not looked like a noodle. Against the Rams last year, and even the first game they played, I kind of started to see like, okay, well, this guy's starting to fall off. Guys, Tom Brady cannot move. He is the definition of a statue. And I think teams are finally figuring out this Buccaneers offensive line, which I could have swore was going to get better or gel by this point. It is not. They have not had a get right game. And to be fair, the Falcons should have beat them. Well, they should have at least tied them, in my opinion. Tom Brady fans should be concerned because this is it. It's basically like I told people to start the season, this was a middle finger to Adam Schefter, the ESPN reporter. Because Tom Brady did not want to retire and just, like, he didn't want to retire like via Adam Schefter. He wants to retire by himself. And I'll just say he's on his way. He is on his way. I don't want to let the Panthers get lost in this because, like I said, they did look good. PJ Walker is a good backup quarterback to have. I remember watching him with the Houston Roughnecks. I'll be honest, I don't remember seeing him at Houston, I believe it was, with Matt Rule. But seeing him with the Roughnecks in the XFL, which I cannot wait till it comes back this coming up year. PJ is a good. He can throw some balls deep, and he did it in this game. And he's not going to lose you games, but he won't necessarily go out there and win them either. Like he'll kind of be like a Trubisky or whatever. So PJ can be a good quarterback. Panthers defense is the key for me moving forward. Because remember when they went there with Cam Newton to the Super Bowl where they got popped by the Broncos? That team was built on Luke Kuechly, a linebacker, and Thomas Davis as an older veteran linebacker and a good defensive line and decent cornerbacks. So the Panthers right now have J.C. Horn, Brian Burns, and there's been a report this past week that Brian Burns, they were offered 2 first-round picks for him and said, no, we're good. So if I'm a Panthers fan, I'm actually optimistic because you already showed fight, and I know in the NFL that's like cheap and like, oh yeah, well, we showed fight, whoop-de-doo. Well, it shows that it shows your organization is not terrible. And to be fair, you did get 4 draft picks in second, third, fourth, fifth rounds. It's not bad. Like you got a haul for a guy who just didn't want to play with you, it seemed like. Well, that's what I've gathered from this week. So Panthers have a good future. If they, and this is a stretch, if they can get their quarterback and maybe like a couple of weapons or like a nice young receiver, there's been a report that DJ Moore is a quote franchise cornerstone for them or whatever. I don't know if I believe that, but I believe he had a touchdown catch yesterday. So that kind of shut me up a little bit. I talk a lot though, but I just believe the Panthers are in a good spot right now. And looking back at a guy who didn't want to play for them, and they're keeping their defense in place, I love that for Carolina. As a guy who might want to move to Charlotte one day when he gets out of the house, I think it'd be fun to watch that team play. NFC East supremacy. I want to get to this quickly. So while the Eagles were on a bye week, of course I had 6-0, and the Eagles. Let me make sure who they play next. I just want to see. The Philadelphia Eagles next week are going to play the Pittsburgh Steelers, who come to town. I wouldn't be surprised if Steelers did win, like looking ahead, but just know the Eagles are undefeated right now, and they came off fresh beat down against the Cowboys. Now, other NFC East teams, the Commanders, again, like I said, look good with Taylor Heineke. I don't know what this team was thinking drafting Sam Howell and picking up Carson Wentz in a trade. Like, what are you doing? Like, I can see drafting Sam Howell, but what about, this guy, Taylor Heineke, what does he have to do? I'll say it again. Taylor Heineke was literally in a game against Tom Brady in a wild card game the year they won the Super Bowl, the Buccaneers. So I would not put it past Heineke to still be there at the end of the year as the starting quarterback until, of course, Sam Howell hopefully develops. The Cowboys, of course, beat the Lions in a game where they pretty much punched him in the mouth. I was in Dallas. Dak didn't make any mistakes. Micah Parsons is still really good. And Lions actually had 5 turnovers and a half for the first time since like 2001, which is insane considering how bad that team has been over the years. So the Lions have kind of lost their mojo. Of course, DeAndre Swift being out randomly did not help. But the Cowboys, the talk there. Giants came back and beat the Jaguars. Daniel Jones went berserk. 200 yards, 100 yards rushing, and like 2 touchdowns. He was insane. And I cannot express how happy I am for that guy enough. And Washington Commanders, like I just said, beat the Packers. So the NFC East is suddenly good. And again, all respect to Mike McCarthy, who I kind of called the head for. All respect to Brian Dable, who's provided instant dividends with the Giants. Great respect for Coach Ron Rivera with the Commanders on stepping up and winning that game. And, of course, the Eagles with Nick Sirianni. I still believe he got a bad rap in the media, owes him an apology for the way they treated him after his awkward press conference last year. Give me a break. When we come back, can you fix the Lakers who are suddenly 0-3? I know it's an 82-game season, but we're going to try. Also, Bears and Patriots. What? 9.5 now? Really? Huh. Interesting. We'll be right back. The AM Drive with Mike and Aaron might be the best morning show ever. If you love the show, shop the merchandise for $26 hoodies, $16 shirts, even $13 mugs. High quality swag for cheap because Mike and Aaron love the fans. The best morning show, the lowest price merch at amdrive.online.
This is Popple, the next generation business card. With just a tap, your Popple instantly shares your digital business card to both iPhone and Android devices. The best part? The other person doesn't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. To pop your info, tap your Popple to the top of an iPhone, the center of an Android, or just scan your in-app QR code. And just like that, all your info is saved to their phone. More connections, more leads, more sales. That's Popple. Download our free app and get your Popple today.
Aren't you the Vice Golf guy?
Yeah. You want an autograph?
Yeah. Actually, I was just wondering if the balls are any good.
The balls are amazing. You look like a Pro Plus guy.
I thought you'd never ask. It's actually better than my old ball.
And it's half the price.
Top performing golf ball, half the price. It's almost stealing.
Quit searching the globe and get your high-performing golf balls at vicegolf.com.
Fanatics.com, the world's largest collection of officially licensed fan gear from all the leagues, teams, and players you love. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com, officially licensed everything.
Hey, you like making money, right? You like sports. You love sports like me. And yet money's hard to come by, and your sports opinions don't matter outside of your friend group. Well, why not make money off your sports picks at no cost to you? Go to pick'emwars.com/podcast. That's pickemwars.com/podcast to make picks against the spread every week in college football, the NFL, and even the UFC. I believe they're still trying to add NBA to that as well. When you make those free picks, you use power-ups and all kind of little stuff to help you win money. Pick'em Wars has now paid out over $100,000 on their free contests. It's absolutely insane. This week in Pick'em Wars, I actually won some tokens, which contribute to the power boost. I won some tokens in the UFC, although I finished 131st. So that was kind of cool. I finished 22nd in college and like 11th in NFL. So I've been kind of average this year. Well, I mean, it's good because like it's 11th of like 1,200 people, but I still am not winning money. Again, everybody who finishes in the top 3 wins cash prizes. So this week, the guy in the NFL won like $180. Like they're $800 prize pools usually. And so basically, when you go there using our pick'emwars.com/podcast link, over 10 people have, by the way. So thank you for that. When you go there, the less people that are tied with third place, like the more money you get, obviously, because they have to spread that wealth around. So if it's like 3 guys and they just put $800, the one guy gets like 400, then like 300, like 450 and like 200. You get it. So you make some bank if you're good at what you do. Okay? Don't waste your money on betting. Go to pick'emwars.com/podcast and play for free. Why gamble when you just make money for free? It's that simple. The Los Angeles Lakers are 0-3 on the 2022-23 NBA season. Even though Anthony Davis is healthy, even though LeBron James is once again averaging like 30 a game, this Lakers squad is 0-3. Now, they've played 3, I'd say, 2 really good teams and 1 who's just got an elite score. Game 1, they played the Warriors. That was an L, although they kind of fought back, but people call it stat padding, but I don't think it's stat padding. When you're down 25, you fight back to make it 10, and then the Warriors just finish you off. You show some fight there. Number 2, they played the Clippers. And like that's a really good roster and a really well-coached team. Then they played the Blazers yesterday while everybody was watching the NFL. Damian Lillard was dropping 41, and LeBron was scoring 30, but could not hit the last shot to like tie the game. So once again, I wake up and I see this, the stat pad, chasing Kareem, blah, blah, blah. You know what? You guys, it's sickening. I don't know why a guy can be the only reason why a team is in the game, take a game-winning shot and miss it like Jordan did multiple times. But yeah, we're just chasing Kareem at this point. Dude, he's literally trying to win the game. At what point do you just want to like bend over and just take this? Like bend over, pull on your pants, and get spanked, okay? Because you've lost this debate. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did a million hook shots, which nobody could guard besides Wilt Chamberlain. So this Lakers squad with LeBron James, when healthy, they're competitive. But it doesn't help when Russell Westbrook has shot 4 for 26 in like the last 2 games. Only player to do that in a Laker uniform was Russell Westbrook last year. I 100% take the humility road right here. I don't do that a lot on this version of the show. Russell Westbrook has 0 athleticism left. It's point blank, period. He was never a great shooter, but you don't just start clanking everything you throw up unless you're genuinely not getting lift on your jumper, because he jumps a little bit higher on a jump shot, and then you're tired. I mean, OKC ran that dude into the living ground. So I don't know why he keeps jacking shots up. I will say this. Lonnie Walker is low-key a good piece for them. I like it. I like Wenyen Gabriel being a motor off the bench. I like Anthony Davis being healthy, hopefully, because him not running back a couple of times against the Clippers pissed me off. Check out the TikTok and AM Drive TV. You'll see a little funny fake rant I did on I'm 400 pounds, AD. You can't get on the floor. I'm sorry, that cracked me up. But no, AD looks okay. LeBron scoring 30 a night in year 20. I mean, what more do you want? If Russell Westbrook, for the love of LA, for the love of Hollywood and everything that is basketball, if this dude could have like 5 good games in a row, like 3 turnovers or less, 14 points, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds for like a week or 2 straight, that'd be nice. Because then all of a sudden you can trade the guy for, I don't know if you're going to get Buddy Hield at this point, but trade him for somebody that can shoot the dang ball, man. I mean, I'm going to name you the roster of the guys who were shooting threes last night for the Lakers, or yesterday for the Lakers. On a Sunday in LA. Lakers shot 6 of 33 from downtown, you scums. 0 for 3 from AD. 2 for 9 from LeBron. Westbrook took 3 of them he should never take in his life. Lonnie Walker 1 for 5, but he still had 15 points. And their bench, boy, look at this bench. Kendrick Nunn, clank, 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 0 for 3. Juan Toscano Anderson, clank, 0 for 1 from 3. Troy Brown Jr., really? I mean, okay. You guys, why in the world is Tony or Troy, is Troy Brown Jr. on a roster with 22 minutes? I mean, this is insane. Matt Ryan, yes, the Lakers reserve Matt Ryan, who's a 6'7" forward, who supposedly was a New York basketball king. Barf. This dude suddenly didn't play last night because he's not great in the NBA so far. Scottie Pippen Jr., his last name is incredible. That's about it. This is just bad. They need some shooters. And the worst part is they salvaged their future for AD. And now they have no draft capital. Russell Westbrook just needs to stop. If they can, play the guys who, 2 of the guys who rested last night or didn't play because of the coach's decision, they just play those guys instead of Russell Westbrook. That'd be nice. Because then he can just, shut up. I want to start. Man, get out of here. Oh. So this is confusing. The New England Patriots were like a 6-point favorite. And suddenly it's at 9.5 tonight on Monday Night Football. I don't know why. I'm looking at this real quick. Is it Billy Zappi again? Because I don't see anything about Justin Fields not playing. Yeah, I don't know why. I mean, 10 points, I don't know about that. I've always loved the under, and the fact it's up to 40.5, I can dig that because I think the weather's going to be kind of cold and might rain. So that'd be nice in Foxborough if it just started raining and Patriots can just run the ball all down their throats. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears covered, but in case they don't, I'm going to go with the Patriots. Just go with the under here. Because again, 40.5, that's just too high. There's no way these teams are hitting 20 apiece. It's just not happening. All right, tomorrow's Top 5 Tuesday. We'll have Top 5 NFL, college football, reluctantly, and hockey, along with the first Top 5 NBA teams from me tomorrow. I'll put the 2017 cheating Astros in perspective now that basically the same roster has made a World Series 5 years later. And LSU, as predicted, beat Ole Miss, who was number 7, and shot up to where on the top 25? You won't believe it if you haven't seen it yet. Trust me. See you tomorrow on Top 5 Tuesday for Aaron Crouch and Sammy Action and everyone that watches this show. Thanks so much for tuning in. Go to MikeandAaronDrive.com. And again, thank you so much for being here. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm out of words to say.